12th. Feliz Navidad and Merry Christmas. It's now Christmas morning and everyone embraces each other in excitement. On my mom's side of the family, we celebrate Noche Buena, which is Spanish for good night. On Noche Buena, we celebrate on Christmas Eve and then stay up till 12 a.m. to receive and open gifts. Ever since I was little, and I'm sure many of you could relate, opening gifts was what I look forward to most on the holidays. Though now, having grown up, seeing different sides of how the holiday is celebrated, my perspective of Christmas has now changed. Today, I will share with you my Christmas tradition and the experience that opened my eyes to the true meaning of the holiday season. Once the clock strikes 12, my cousins and I routinely line up, youngest to oldest, in front of our sparkling Christmas tree, in front of our own very personal Santa, my grandpa. This was embarrassingly my favorite part of Christmas. As we waited to receive our envelope of cash, we smiled extra large, hoping he'd throw in a little something extra for us. Then, one Christmas, this changed. One Christmas, instead of having our grandpa fly into the United States, we decided to go and visit him in the Philippines instead. Then, instead of attending an extravagant Christmas party like I had expected, my grandpa requested for things to be done a little bit differently that year. He brought us miles away from his beautiful home into a small province called Cainta, Rizal. Then he told us we'd actually be hosting a Christmas party for the children in this area. I remember being completely shocked when I got out of the car. The ground was full of dust and the air was very humid and sticky. Then, when I saw where the party would be held, it was at this very small school that was extremely run down. It was clear that the children who attended here and everyone who was from this area was very impoverished and had limited resources. Nervous, I thought these children wouldn't even enjoy the Christmas party we were going to throw for them. After all, it was in a really run-down school, and all we gave them was each a small meal box and a little present. Then, once the party started, I noticed one of the kids wasn't eating his meal. I approached him and asked if he wasn't hungry or if he just didn't like the food. Then he told me that he wanted to save it so the rest of his family would have something to eat on Christmas. It astonished me to think that I was so greedy and only cared about the money I'd received from my grandpa when a kid the age of 5 was mindful of rationing his food for the rest of his siblings. Now, when I return back to the United States, I keep all these children in mind daily and remind myself how important it is to not take anything for granted. When I line up for my gift for my grandpa, instead of being eager to fill my wallet, I now think about how lucky I am to even be receiving something. Now, when you get caught up in the holiday, I encourage you all to think about how fortunate you are to have what you have. Whenever I find myself obsessing over something shallow, I will now remind myself of this Christmas.